Greetings, class. This is CST 158, week 12, assignment 12, lab 12. So today we're going to go over performance monitoring in both Windows and Linux, and I have a lab set up here for myself. I'm going to go ahead and enter that lab. Let me bring up the lab document 2.1. This has been updated in your Canvas course. So again, always a good idea to read through the entire lab document while you are before you begin. I have done so, and I'll be logging into both the static IP Windows 2019 box as well as the Fedora box with the administrator account and password. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that done. I'm going to put this on my other screen, and I'm just going to read through these steps as I go through everything. Oh, wrong one. Windows 2019, send Control Delete, Administrator, CST, CCC, 2019, bang. Alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to step number 2 from the Start menu. Type perfmon. Rid of that. Performance monitor. Alright. And from here, we're going to expand the monitoring tools and click on Performance Monitor. Click on the green sign. We're going to add a performance monitor. All right. Now, from here, we're going to scroll down to where we find physical disk, or actually, I might have to scroll up to find physical disk. Depends on where you are. This is in alphabetical order. Don't need to do updates right now. There's physical disk. Hit the down arrow. And then from here, we want to look at average disk queue. So average disk queue length, right there. And we're going to select the C drive. And then we're going to click add. All right, so that's going to give us the average queue length for a read on the C drive. Okay. Alright, then we're going to click OK. And it's going to pop up. Now we're going to do a little bit of a test. So we're going to go into Windows Explorer. And we're going to the C drive. And we're going to copy program files, which is a lot of stuff. Copy that. And we're just going to come in here and paste it again. It's going to make a copy. It's like making a backup. There we go. Like 880 something items. Boom. All right, so you can see that, that gives us a huge spike there. All right, so I'm going to pause that real quick so we have that spike and we can look at it. So we switch, click on the highest part of the graph. All right, you can see that you have that counter right there. Gives all that information, the value, the timestamp, everything else. All right. Alright, then just take a, after that's done, we can go ahead and delete our copy of our program files that we made on that date. So let's go there and hit delete that out so we save our disk space. So over here on the data collector sets, right click on user defined. Choose new data collector set. Alright, and enter notify of CPU spikes on server. Alright. Choose create manual advanced. Click next. And select performance counter. It's going to be a performance counter. I'm sorry, performance counter alert. but it should say. And next. Click add. And scroll down to processor category, or scroll up to the processor category. All right. And then we're going to look at percent processor time. Right there. Click add, and then click OK. All right. All right. Okay. Above the limit, that should, let's just make that 50%. We'll get a mark. Click next, run as. I can keep that default, that's fine. And we'll hit save and close. Open properties, start data collector set now. Hit save and close. All right. So from here, we then select this. There's our performance counter. That was our original one. And there's that one. There's the data collector. We're going to log an entry. And we'll do the server manager performance. We can set a task. We're not going to do that right now. We're just going to do an alert action. Apply and OK. And go up here to performance monitor. Right click, new, data collector set. Oh, sorry. 1 second here. Right click start. Might be more appropriate. All right. And then you can do a latest report. Basically what we're doing is you're wanting to get that little green arrow there. That's all I'm really looking for from a screenshot perspective. So 2 screenshots here. A couple different ways you can get that done. You can do it that way, or you can do the passive collector as well. Either way is fine. On my host machine, I'm going to do a snipping tool. And this is honestly the hardest part of the lab. Alright, go back into here. Then get a screenshot of the performance monitor as well. Oh, cancel. I need to just go back to the performance monitor where we pause that spike. I want to see that spike. It's very important that you pause it, because if you didn't do that, you have to go back and redo this and recopy the program files. So now, get this. Copy. Right. All right. Next, we're going to go to the Fedora machine. Okay. So, minimize that. Go to Fedora and log in. Root. CST, CCC, 2019, bang. All right. Now, from here, we just have to do a series of commands to look at the different um, monitoring tools. So we have df-h, all right, which is going to give us file system information. All right, and then in step number 3, this may work or may not work. On my VM that I had in VMware Workstation, I had to install systat utility, and that's just yum space install space systat. It's there under number 3 um, with a -y at the end. I don't know if the administrators did this in here. My guess is they didn't. The Fedora machine is not set up to do updates or attach to the internet, so you may have to skip over that, and IOStat may not work. If it does, if you're doing this within your own VM, you can absolutely do this and use this utility. If not, don't worry about it. So I'm going to type in IOStat. Yeah, it doesn't have it. So I would have to do yum install systat-y, and that's going to fail because it doesn't have internet connectivity. So I'm going to Control C out of that. That's fine. You can just skip over number 3 and go straight into number 4, where you use the ps-aux command and grep that to SSHD. Alright, there we go. That shows the SSH daemon that is running. Okay, perfect. That'll give you a percentage of CPU utilization that's being used by that process. And then the last one, the one that I love the most in Linux, is top. If you just type in top, this is basically going to give you by process ID all the different instances that are running in the system. It's CPU cycles, it's memory percentage, okay, and it's constantly updating every second. If you want it to monitor faster or slower, you can type in an additional command. That's going to be, I believe it's S, and then .5. That'll speed it up to every half second. Hit enter, and as you can see, it goes a lot faster. You can do this. This is based on seconds, so you can do it for every 2 seconds, 15 seconds, half second, quarter second, fraction of a second, etc. Okay, and then to get it out of that, just hit Q. Okay, give me a screenshot of that. And you can't see that because it's on my other screen. I'm sorry. There you go, screenshot of the top command. And we're going to press on towards using Windows PowerShell to retrieve event log information. This is kind of fun. This goes really fast. So let's head on back to the Windows machine. All right, and let's go into PowerShell. Okay, and then we're going to get the event log system. I don't need you over here. Get dash event log space system. And as you can see, that's just going to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. On the one that I had, I was running a lot more processes. It kind of scrolled for a good 30 seconds before it stopped. So if you need to, you can hit Control C and kill that process if it gets going. It's a long list. All right. Next step, let's do the get log system. You can do it just by the newest events in event log. So you can up arrow space dash newest space and however many event logs you want. So in the example, we do 5. Boom. It just gives you the last 5 events that happened. Okay. All right. And then the next command, get event log system dash event type. So if I pay attention to what screen I'm on here. All right. Get event log system. And I just hit the up arrow to go back to the last one. I'm going to do a dash event type space warning pipe more. Okay, and what this is going to do is it's going to get all the event logs with an event type of warning, a warning message, and you can do this for other notification, critical, etc. And get event log system. Entry type, not event. I did this in my practice too. It's not event type, it's entry type. Entry type. Warning more. Entry type. There we go. All right, and you can scroll up here. Give me this, you can maximize this. Hopefully you didn't do the error. If you did, that's fine. Let's take a screenshot of this that I see the commands that you ran. Edit, copy. Oh, I had one more for you to do. I shouldn't have done that. We have the security. So if I go in here and do get event log, instead of system logs, we're going to do security logs. And you always just click on those, double click on those, newest space 10. Bam. So get kind of a little bit of both here and do that screenshot that I know you've done it. Get that timestamp. There we go. All right. Now, let's go back to the Linux machine, to the Fedora machine. All right. All right. And from here, we're going to make sure we're logged in as the root. We are, because we see the pound sign. We're going to look at the message, dmessage, and grep scuzzy, D-M-E-S-G, pipe, grep. We're going to look at the scuzzy information from the messages log, or from the daemon message log, I should say. All right, and then let's cat the messages logs, which show logins. We'll pipe that for more. All right, and you can see all the different messages that are in the messages log. Your messages log is your main log that you look at, and you can process for information from the kernel to the daemons. Okay. And then just take a screenshot of that. All right. So at the end, you should have your screenshots in here. Okay. And then just answer these 5 questions. All right, and go ahead and post it to Canvas. That's it. That is lab 12. A little bit of a lengthy lab to do, but it's really good because it kind of goes over all of the processing that you have to do for monitoring, and you can do a lot of stuff from a scripting perspective to where you can pull logs and pull information from a script. But in order to do that, you need to understand and know the commands, or some of the high-level commands to pull on how to pull the information from perspective. So that's it for this lab. This is Professor Brown. We'll see you around.